I don't want to talk about it, but I have to.
Katt Williams, when he made his interview.
Remember I kept saying, can we leave the Katt Williams thing?
No, it's like the Monique thing. That may even come back again.
Remember how we talked about, we was talking about how we're Bears, Chicago Bears fans.
Right.
And how we can't stand the Packers.
Right.
And a lot of it has to do with the fans.
Right.
More than it has to do with the actual players sometimes.
Right.
That's how I feel about that Katt Williams interview.
Really?
I walked away when I watched it. I was like, oh, this was funny. It was entertaining. It was funny. There were some things that Katt said that was true. And then there were some things that I know Katt said that wasn't true. Because some things just didn't make sense. And then some things I was like, it's not true because what I know about him from following his career and stuff, I knew it wasn't true. Or just allegations that's been made about him in the past. Mm-hmm. So I walked away just thinking it was funny. It was funny. It was Katt being his brilliant Katt self and connecting the dots and us laughing. Well, black folks can't just walk away with it. He got to be a truth teller.
But no. On the opposite end of that, I didn't.
Well, yeah, you came up with him saying he was bitter or whatever.
I felt like he was another Monique.
Yeah,
and even in their funniness,
it was bitter. It was
parts true, parts not. I felt the spirit it came from.
Right. Well, to me, I didn't care because I know that as a comedian, sometimes we'll tell jokes and we'll be heated and we still tell the joke. Yeah. So it still may come from a hard, heated place, but it's still funny. So that's when he said you a fat Faison liar. I thought that was funny. Oh, even though I know he got beef with Faison. You know what I'm saying? Oh. He didn't have to say you a fat Faison liar.
No.
So I thought that was funny. Okay. And then saying Steve Harvey has a unit on his head. I thought that was funny. So you can still be bitter at Steve, but it's fun.
I don't mind the cracking and the throwing shade that way.
Right.
But when he was making comments about comedians wearing the dresses
and all that stuff,
that to me is like, okay, I get it. That's your opinion.
But a lot of guys feel like that. But we're not going to go down there because we always do that.
Well, we have to because we're going to talk about it.
No, but the whole show, when we was talking about when sometimes they have to, sometimes they don't.
I'm so glad you got this because I agree with Marlon Wayans said.
So when I watched the thing, I was like, I walked away with it thinking that it was funny, it was stand up, and I took it for what it was, entertainment. But then I told you, like a lot of black people, it had to walk away with, it has to be like he's the spokesperson for comedians. Before it was Dave. Now they brains is about to explode because Dave is not on Katt's side. So now it's like, does not compute. Before it was Dave was the truth teller and Dave was all and Dave was God. And now it's like, well, Katt is the truth teller. Katt is God. So when two gods don't like each other or not saying the same thing, the brains explode. Because now Dave is Illuminati or Dave is, They don't know how to take everybody for what they say as their opinion and move on.
Yeah.
So I thought how I did with the Packers fans, like I said, they started making me like, I don't want to hear nothing else about Katt Williams because that's all people was talking about. So it made me like, if I even met Katt, I'll be like, get away from me. That's all they talking about is you. And he'd be like, what I do? They making me not like you because they so ridiculous with you. And he like, that don't have nothing to do with me. So he's right if he did say that. It's the fans and the people that watch that make these things ridiculous. So Dave Chappelle came out. We knew people was going to answer. We knew the ones who he was talking about was going to answer, number one. We knew Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey said something. Did you know that? Mm-mm. Steve Harvey was on Family Feud, his job that he gets paid a lot of money to do. And he's talked more about the sense of what his grandmother said about people going to talk about you. They going to hate. They going to do that. You keep on, keep moving. And he said they don't, a dog or whatever don't bark at whatever it was along the lines of they go at, the car is moving. They going to chase things that's moving. If you just standing there, nothing can chase you or come after you. Okay. But when you're moving, something can always be trying to get you or something like that. Okay. Along those lines, Steve. Mm-hmm. And so that was his only thing. He's
always philosophical.
Yeah, always got to be philosophical. And then you already know what Faison. Faison went off. And then Mike Epps said, "Why you didn't mention me?" Talked about him fake shirt and all that. Funny. Even though Mike was like, I know it's real. See how people take stuff. Now Mike is jealous of Katt Williams because he was cracking on him on stage. We're comedians.
Why you didn't crack on me, man?
Yeah,
Come
it's not real. And when they see each other, like Ricky Smiley said, last time he got in that beef with Katt, he saw him and Katt was like, hey man, come get a drink. No, in real life, they don't do that.
Why is it that you are quick to support him in his rant and rage, but you get mad at Monique?
No, I'm going to tell you the difference.
What's the difference?
When Katt Williams went on Shay Shay, he was answering the guys who went on there and mentioned him.
Oh.
Monique, in my opinion,
Wayans mentioned him too?
No, he talking about men wearing dresses. That don't have nothing to do with it.
I'm thinking because he said a lot of people's names.
I know, but he's saying that's why he went on there.
Okay.
When Monique did kind of what I was saying with the Taraji thing, with the timing and the not having the way you do it. She didn't do it like how Angela Bassett and how them.
And what
they
about
come
the
out
Hughley when she made the comment about his daughter,
and then the daughter and stuff. I mean, you answering the question. You didn't have to bring in his daughter.
I know, but
yeah,
she's still a comedian with the angry spirit, throwing shade at somebody like he does.
But she didn't have to bring in. This is taking longer than I thought. She did not have to bring in D.L. Hughley's daughter and suicide or whatever that is.
Okay.
I don't have to. It's a difference.
No, but I'm just saying that even though there's a difference, that's how somebody.
I mean, you questioning me.
I'm just saying somebody can chime in on the show and go, "But you've been dogging out Monique all the time."
I would tell
you would have to have a disclaimer and explain it.
Yeah,
because she's a comedian too.
No, I wouldn't. I would just say you're a moron. Okay. There's obviously I didn't want to call you a moron because I would say that to them.
You really don't like her though. You've made that clear.
God.
But you okay with him though? That's what I'm saying. He's funny. Other than you giving your clear description of why, I would still say we still give her props. She's funny and she's talented. So I at least try to build her up on that one, just like him. He ranted and raved, giving his view on men comedians wearing dresses, but he's still funny.
Katt Williams,
so give them their props.
Katt Williams did a stand-up routine, in my opinion.
Okay.
He was telling
sitting
jokes.
Down at a show.
Yeah. He was sitting down, but he was telling jokes.
Oh.
Saying Steve Harvey had a hair unit and stuff. That's not what Monique did.
Okay.
And I don't want to waste no more time on it.
Just keep it
There's
moving.
a difference between the two.
Keep it moving,
okay.
though. You don't have to stop there.
No, I'm saying because you asked me.
Okay.
But
you said it.
So Dave Chappelle calls out Katt Williams for dissing other Black comedians. Why are you drawing ugly pictures of us? Dave Chappelle went on his comedy show, and basically he was making more of the point of not saying that what Katt was saying was not true as far as comedians stealing jokes and all this other stuff. Or he was saying kind of like, he said kind of what I said, but he said it much more better because he's a much better speaker than I am. Why are you focusing on Black comedians and not all comedians when you said about wearing the dresses and things like that? And I feel the same way because when Black people wear it, it's a thing against Black people when they say Black men. But nobody says anything about Robin Williams or any of the other ones.
I forgot Tom Hanks wore.
Everybody, mostly every actor and every comedian in some form or shape has worn a dress, a man. Because I said it when we was looking at the thing, they see it as funny. They don't see it as anything else. They just see it as comedy. Mm-hmm. But Dave was more along the lines of, I get what you're saying, Katt, but you didn't, I feel like the platform and the way you did it, you didn't really have to do it that way. And that's kind of what we were saying. I agree with that. You can talk about the men. What does that have to do with their wives? You know what I'm saying? Like you going way into a whole nother area and you pretty much just kind of downing these Black comedians. And why? For what purpose? If it's just to answer what they said when they went on there, answer that and then move on.
Now, are you in agreement with what Dave Chappelle said? Or are you going back to what you said earlier? It's just stand up. He's just being funny, talking about men with dresses.
Well, that's kind of what
I'm like. I'm trying to figure out. I get it with the comedian thing with Katt. I get even the promotion of his new show. But where do we draw the line with that's funny, everybody. He's just being funny. Don't take it serious. Yeah, I agree with you, but don't take it serious.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So what are you trying to say?
And that's why I was saying Katt's interview is so compelling, which is probably why it has 50 million views.
Okay.
Because it was truth mixed in with comedy, mixed in with untruths.
Okay.
It was compelling. And people like that. But people like mess.
Yeah.
See, they don't talk about him adopting 5 kids. They don't talk about all the money that Katt gives. Katt is a very giving person. Mm-hmm. He really is. He gives a lot of money out to people. A lot of comedians who didn't have any, he let them stay at his place. He's not, when you hear Steve Harvey's the opposite when you meet him in person. Mm-hmm. They don't look me in the face, move down the hallway. Katt is more, you can come up to Katt and talk to him and stuff like that. So he's not a bad person.
Right.
But Corey Holcomb, I love how he said it. He said, I love Katt, but Katt got 2 sides. He's loving, but there's the other side of Katt too.
Well, you said a lot of comedians have 2 sides.
Have 2 sides.
But do you honestly
have 2 sides.
I know. Do you honestly think that aside the Katt Williams rant, and whatever he was doing and feeling in that moment, nobody should have said anything comedian wise. Dave Chappelle didn't have to say nothing.
No.
Steve Harvey didn't have to say nothing.
Well, that's kind of what Dave is saying.
Smiley didn't have to say. None of the comedians.
Oh, you mean reply?
That nobody needed to reply because he has 2 sides.
No, they clout chasing.
Oh,
Dave Chappelle.
So there's a purpose for them.
Mike Epps talked about Katt Williams' shirt because he knew that everybody was going to post it and say he can't stand they having a beef. He was like, hey, I'm just trying to get some clout. Dave Chappelle is the same way. Dave Chappelle is no fool. Okay? We would not be talking about Dave Chappelle's show if he didn't mention Katt Williams.
Oh, so a lot of
everybody clout chasing.
Okay.
These are comedians.
Because Steve didn't have to say nothing.
Steve didn't have to say nothing.
Okay.
Ricky Smiley didn't have to say anything. But after a while, Steve, somebody probably told Steve, man, they got 50 million views on that Shay Shay. Say something. And Steve was like, all right, I'll say something. Now everybody's tuning in to Family Feud.
So they're staying relevant. That's a promotion. That's marketing.
It's marketing.
All of that.
But what I don't want, and that's why I still say, if being a dumb show means that we got to have a million people, followers, I'll stick with the few people we have that come in.
And then
because we can't be stupid. We got to see stuff. Even if we wrong, we got to be like, I thought this out. Even though you don't agree with me, that's my opinion, and it's thought out. And I'm not led like sheep.
And I understand what you're saying even more so when you say, when they do this, what is the word you're saying? When they come back?
Clout chasing.
Okay. In the Monique situation, she got personal with his child.
That's the DL. If she would have just stayed on DL, I would have been like, okay. But it's like if Katt, when you were saying why I say different, Katt didn't, even though he talked about their wives being round faced or whatever, and that was funny. He didn't say, that's why your wife had a miscarriage, and that's why he didn't do them like that.
Or Wayans' daughter.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He stayed on fat face on liar. And that's funny. You know what I'm saying?
Or Steve Harvey can't read.
No, that's SNL.
Oh, they did that.
Yeah.
So they added stuff.
Yeah, that's not real.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't watch the interview.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another thing. For fans who are not watching the details of the interview, we think SNL is being funny with what's actually said.
Right.
Go ahead.
So that's my thing is, now because people are led by sheep, they don't even know which way to go because Dave Chappelle said something negative. They don't know how to have their own mind to think about something. That even Dave is clout. I love it because if I ever run into these guys recently, like now, later on it won't be relevant. But if I run into them now, I would love to tell Dave, yeah, you was clout chasing, weren't you? He'll laugh. Yes. 50 million views. Yes. I'm going to say something.
Read what they say.
Okay. I hope they don't take me away from SNL because we was talking about SNL. Let me keep going.
Well, they're making a comment about what you just said about Dave Chappelle.
Emerald says, hey, ladies. Justice Frost says, hey, ladies. Hey, Emerald. Tarsha said, first time watching. Y'all are hilarious. Wendy says, hello, girls. I agree, Kim. Justice says, Dave should have stayed out of it or just crack jokes about it. I'm disappointed with Dave, but people thought that he was drunk when he was on stage. Katt has been saying some of this for years. Right. Dave's last special was disappointing. That's why he said something, Justice.
It was.
Yeah, that's why he said something.
I know Wendy said, watch the Dave Chappelle show. I watched it and I laughed maybe 3 times.
Wendy says they said Dave Chappelle New Year's Netflix show had very low ratings.
Very disappointing.
Justice says, yeah, Wendy, his heart wasn't in it. And Wendy said he was also poked fun at Illuminati type wives. Yeah. So that the answer, y'all, that's why. So don't be disappointed in Dave, y'all. He did it for clout. I mean, his special, like you said, probably didn't do good. So people, now everybody's talking about Dave Chappelle. So he got to keep, y'all, this about money. You got to keep your name out there. Because then when I come back and ask for some more money, you ain't going to be like, don't nobody care what you got to say. What you talking about? I made one comment about Katt Williams and I've been on the news all week. Okay, you're right. We'll give you some more money. Okay. All right. Emerald says, hi, Justice and Wendy. Okay. Now, we talked about SNL. SNL did a skit on Club Shay Shay when Katt Williams was on there. Okay. I thought it was funny. Some people didn't think it was funny.
They didn't?
Well, only people that, they love Katt Williams.
Okay.
But I thought it was funny.
And they got a lady playing him.
That's what's her name, the black girl.
I know.
I thought this was the funniest part. This line right here.
Keeping it completely real.
3 things are true about me. I am 5'3", I have never told a lie, and I am 6'3". Look, Hollywood created Kevin Hart. Everybody knows that Kevin was made in the same factory where they make Teddy Grahams.
That can't be true.
Then why the hell he smelled like cinnamon?
The original running time.
I mean, and the funny thing about it that made it funny to me was that, and again, that's what I liked about Shannon getting it. Shannon wasn't there to say, what? He was just like, what you saying there? Like, oh, come on now, Katt. Come on now, Katt.
Somebody had criticized
and that's what made it funny.
For not putting the Steve guy.
That's what I said.
Who was making money
if
off of
he
this
would have been
well.
on my, if I would have been interviewing him, I would have been calling him to the carpet. But that's why Shay Shay got 50 million. Because nobody was caring about the truth. I felt like Katt was entertaining. That's why SNL did this, did that. 3 things you can say about me. I'm 5'3", I never tell a lie, and I'm 6'3". That sums up that one part of that skit sums up Katt Williams on Shay Shay. 3 things you can say about me. I'm 5'3", I never tell a lie, and I'm 6'3".
Oh my God.
And anybody who is worth anything in comedy took it for that. Okay. Because we know the stories about Katt Williams. So we don't have to be, we're sitting here going, we know that that's not true, Katt. Katt, you got a whole bunch of writers for you.
But I guess
that help write your jokes. So don't say you have writers. A lot of comedians have writers.
But think about it this way. I'm thinking entertainers, athletes, those who have big followings.
Yes.
They have to be real careful because like you're saying.
People follow like sheep.
They will fight your battles for you.
And they follow like sheep.
They will, don't say that about him. And then they'll put it out there, and then it's the fans that are fighting. That's probably the whole thing with the games and the music in the music ministry. Help me. The fans are making the beef bigger.
Yes.
And when the drive-bys and somebody got shot in the studio and it's the fans.
The people make it worse.
Yeah.
And then the next time you see Katt Williams drinking coffee with Rick smiling.
Yes.
I thought y'all was enemies. No. Tupac and Biggie were not enemies in real life.
Right.
The fans but they fanned it though. They fan the flames.
I know. That's why you need to always be quick to say something. But if you're saying
they want that,
it don't matter to them because it's another whole Okay.
It's the same thing today with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
Yeah.
The fans make it worse,
Yeah.
but they fan the flames.
Mm-hmm.
They'll post something, Nicki will post something, Cardi will post something, and then the Barbs and the Cardi B gang will go against each other.
When we was out for your birthday lunch today, the lady who was one of the waitresses there, she's not from this area. We were in Wisconsin. She said the Wisconsin fans,
I told you,
Green Bay Packers. She said she's never met fans like that.
I told you. That's why I said
they are so out there.
They make you not like the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
It's the fans. They so annoying.
Oh.
So that's how I feel with this. I feel like everybody getting some clout off of it. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're going to keep talking about it, I guess. Okay. Because even SNL had to talk about it.
That's
50 million. And I'm really happy that the highest rated show
SNL?
was Club Shay Shay.
Oh, really?
He beat Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan had like 40 million or something.
Okay.
Shannon has 50 million so far.
With that show. Oh, wow.
I love it.
Okay.
A black man got his show #1 and making money
because
off
of that one topic.
Because of that one topic. Okay. I love it.
Got it.
Getting ready to cough again.
Another person not liking it.
He was also poked fun. Wendy said he was also poked fun at the Illuminati type wives. That's if there is an Illuminati. And if there's an Illuminati, they doing a horrible job of keeping these people at the top.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think.
Emerald says, hi, Justice and Wendy. Everybody saying, Wendy says, I love Katt. Justice says, me too, Wendy. Wendy says, everybody saying hi to each other. Wendy says, Justice, you miss Mahalia Jackson. Emerald says, happy birthday, Kim. Wendy says, happy birthday, Kim. Thank you. Justice says, no, I caught the Mahalia trivia. I loved it. Thank you. And Wendy says, oh, good. More this week. All right, y'all. And then the final part, I guess I gotta say it, is Marlon Wayans answers Katt Williams. And he answered the way I thought he would because he did White Chicks.
Exactly.
So you know he gonna be against you saying of somebody wearing a dress because that's,
And we said it in our last show about this. Why only mention the Black brothers?
Well, that's what he said. Well, we said that.
Yeah.
He said he's sick of the constant criticism of black male comedians wearing dresses. Y'all don't say nothing, which is kind of what Dave Chappelle said. You don't say nothing about the white people.
Guys. Yeah. Go ahead.
So basically, that's what he was saying, was that he didn't agree with it. It's funny. That's why he did it. But then there are times where they force you to, like we said with Steve Urkel. He didn't want to wear a dress, but they made him wear a dress if you want to keep your job. So there are times I do agree. That's why I said I'm not a man. So I'm not going to speak on it the way a man would speak on it. Where you have to wear a dress, and then there's sometimes where you don't have to wear one.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I did understand when Marlon was saying in his article, I get it because we're quick. Black people, we tend to be a little bit more harsher with each other.
Exactly.
And rougher with each other. And another race of people can be doing the same thing. Tom Hanks wore a dress.
Yes.
Robin Williams wore a dress. He mentioned Dustin Hoffman wore a dress.
Even if they did say the same thing, they're not as harsh and critical.
Exactly.
Like even if they said, if white men and white people said, you guys are really trying to feminize men. But that was funny in Mrs. Doubtfire. That's what I'm saying.
Or they won't even say it.
Or they just won't say
nothing. They won't say the criticizing. We are one people, not just only people, because a lot of people are doing that now. But black people, we got that crabman mentality.
He said only black people sit there and go, man, our brothers are wearing dresses.
Yes. We did it for even Wendy last week when you did your trivia. Fetching, whatever.
Fetching.
Black people that are very critical about that.
Right.
And that was, at that time, that man had a lot of money.
Or to say that Bill Cosby kept him off. Yes. Why would you do that?
Why would you stop somebody
that's
else?
all I'm saying.
You may not like the style or don't agree with it, but why pull somebody down?
I'm not going to keep you from doing your bag.
Yes.
And then Marlon was saying, that's like me saying something bad about Flip Wilson. Yeah. Flip Wilson opened the door for a lot of black comedians. So why would I sit up here now in 2024 and say, what do he have on that dress for? I think and I don't know if it's inbred, but I really think that that's something that was,
You think from
slavery.
from
I think to keep you, in order for you to be one master with maybe 2 or 3 white men riding around on a horse and have 20, 30, 40 slaves, you got to keep them at each other.
Yeah.
You got to. You got to find things that they don't like she light and you dark.
You in the house.
She master's favorite. You ain't master's favorite. You get to only be out in the yard for 12 hours in the field. She got to be out in the field for 16 hours.
You look better.
Master let her wear that dress. He ain't gonna let you wear no dress. Then then it keeps you like this. So you'll never come together.
But
never.
You know what? There's a lot of history too, even when you go back to Africa. Not all, but there have been some tribes that are against each other.
True.
So that could be rooted in our culture from Africa. Because when Kim and I went to South Africa, we didn't realize how they know their tribes.
Yeah.
They know where they're from. I'm the Xhosa tribe, whatever. And I'm like, wow. To know our tribe is like, oh, I love that.
But even when you say that, I agree but disagree. Because it's still tribal.
Okay.
We're not in the same tribe.
Right.
That's the crab in the bucket. We're literally in the same bucket.
All the slaves.
I can understand if it's a bucket of crabs here, and then a bucket,
crabs,
and then there's a bucket of crabs there.
Red crabs.
That's tribal.
Okay.
So then you say, I'm going to do whatever I can to keep those crabs in their bucket, and I'm going to keep my bucket out.
And we got our history, and we want to maintain our,
So maybe that's a thought. Maybe they took that because we were tribal, and they took that thing that was already in us and made it a negative.
Yeah, to fight each other.
That's a
because Native Americans are too. Native Americans, there's different Native American tribes. My mom's friend was from one tribe, and my grandmother was from a tribe. So they took
something that was positive,
building your family, your tribe,
and they figured out a way. How could I make them being proud of their tribe?
They stripped
and turn that negative.
They stripped us from that proudness of our heritage.
Or instead of you being tribal, be more individualistic. I'm going to pull him down because I want to get ahead more than that person. Where we wasn't like that. We were more tribal.
That's why
the tribe has to come up.
That's why when the civil rights movement was moving,
we were tribal. We were tribal.
But we came together.
That's tribal. We had one focus. One. Whether you rode the bus or not, you knew we had to get these things done.
Yes.
So we became what our ancestors wanted us to always be, which is a strong tribe.
Yes.
That's what Dave Chappelle probably is saying with Katt Williams. You breaking up the tribe. It's only a few of us, black comedians, that they let get on television.
Oh, that's true.
Why would you tear down something go to him privately?
Yeah.
If you got a problem, and he did. He said, I went to them and I told them. So then what? I
know.
I get what Dave is saying. I get what he's saying now.
Okay.
You don't take something that's part of who we are, ancestral, and turn it away from us, turn it negative. Because they'll sit back and watch you fight against yourselves and say you steal jokes, you wear dresses, when they do the same thing.
Exactly.
And nobody
talks about it. They're doing the same thing we're fighting about. Thank you.
Nobody talks about it.
And Marlon
Seinfeld's not on there saying such and such stole my joke.
Nope.
So, nobody's doing it.
But we spent how long was that Shay show? Whatever his name is. That's why I got a lot of ratings, because we like hearing that.
So stop it.
It feeds our spirit.
But yet you don't get the same energy when he asked him about his life. and about raising kids that he adopted.
Yeah.
They don't even talk about that part of the interview.
And that's the part where he's planting seeds that's doing well. He's helping children.
Bringing comedians on, young comedians, helping them, showing them. Nobody talks about that part of Katt Williams' interview.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yep.
The salacious part, the negative part, the crab in the bucket part. That's all everybody talks about.
Yep.
I remember when we first said this, I said Katt Williams is a giver. He gives. He's a giver. I was trying to say some positive, even when I was saying something negative. Because I didn't want it to be a let's beat up Katt Williams segment.
Right.
I want to say what I like about him too.
Right. And that's fine because we have this freedom of speech to do things. So that's why I was surprised you made you gave your own reason why you felt these other comedians needed to say something. I felt they didn't need to.
They clout chasing.
They didn't need to.
Yeah.
They're all famous.
Yeah.
The ones that he named, every last comedian other than what's his name, the heavy one.
Faison.
All the comedians he named, they got money. Cedric the Entertainer has his own show.
Too.
No, you know what I mean.
I know what you said. They got big
major
money.
shows.
Yes.
He got the Neighborhood. Steve Harvey got 10 jobs. The Wayans brothers. Dave Chappelle. They didn't have to say nothing. Let Katt be his act crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Wendy says, I don't get Marlon. Marlon's funny. Justice for especially on the brothers. We're brothers, we're happy, and we're singing, and we're colored. He's funny.
Give me a high five.
Yeah. Justice says we have to critique our people. It's done out of love and it keeps it real. Yes, but when you give critique, notice when people give constructive criticism.
Not just criticism.
If your teacher called you in to critique your page and said you was a buffoon and said your handwriting looks like something a kindergartner would do and says that I don't even know why you even in this class, you should probably come in late because you haven't picked up anything that I talked about for a whole hour, you would walk out defeated.
Yeah.
But if you walked in and your teacher gave you constructive,
she was saying your handwriting. I said, I noticed you need.
I noticed that you should improve in your handwriting. Guess what? There are tutors that can help you in that.
There you go. We don't know how to do that.
Maybe you should come earlier so that you don't come in late and you can see what I wrote on the board. If you need help, I can help you. Stay after class.
We have problems. Not everybody. But some of us have problems in that area.
Yes.
We can't give constructive criticism because we're criticizing our own selves.
Exactly.
We're not happy with ourselves.
Yes.
We don't love ourselves to love someone like we should love ourselves.
Right.
So, yeah, you're
constructive criticism.
It's like the judging. We love to judge.
Or if you're going to get up and do a comedy bit, which is what I believe Katt did, just laugh more.
Yeah.
Because then people would say, oh, Katt being funny.
Brush it off, Steve Harvey.
Or Katt laugh.
Ricky Smiley, brush it off and laugh.
Justice says, but we don't have to do those troops anymore. We have to push each other to do better. Yes.
Yeah.
And hey, Wendy, add Sammy Davis to your list. You got that, Wendy?
Oh, yeah, Wendy.
Sammy Davis Jr. Justice wants you to add that for this week. And Justice says, but they have been gatekeepers keeping Katt out. And
another thing too, Wendy, Motown, even to now, because Motown changed a lot of entertainers from that old Motown sound.
Okay.
That I didn't know some artists was under the Motown label.
Like Boyz II Men and stuff?
Yeah, Rick James.
I agree, Justice.
Go ahead.
That's why I said I didn't disapprove of the stuff that he said that was true.
Oh, okay. You had to weed it out, though.
But you gotta.
Don't know if it's
nobody,
true.
And if you're not in that world, you don't know Katt stole a joke from J.B. Smoove.
Yeah.
So somebody saying somebody stole a joke. That was what's his name? He said, that comedian that said the same thing I said. No, he didn't say the same thing I said. He said this. He's saying what I'm saying right now.
Right.
I don't have a problem with you putting out other people's stuff, but put your own out.
Ooh.
Say we need to stop stealing every other's jokes, even though that's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. Every comedian is going to steal somebody's joke.
Yeah, especially if it's like what Cedric did with the driving in the car.
If you want somebody, Marlon said in this same interview, if, in other words, if you want somebody not to steal your joke, it has to be something that comes only
Your
on you.
experience.
He said nobody can steal a joke about having brothers that are in comedy that are famous.
Or Eddie Murphy's Aunt Bunny running down the stairs.
You make it so original. Nobody else can do Bernie Mac, him downstairs.
You want some milk and cookies?
If I get up on stage and say, yeah, so I was upstairs one day and my nephew was downstairs and he was like, she upstairs.
Or Baby Kids. Like
nobody can steal Baby Kids. Nobody can steal I got some ice cream. Nobody can steal Pimp Chronicles. That's Katt Williams. And I heard other people say the one where black people don't know big words. That's Katt Williams.
Peripheral view. So make it your own.
Make it your own.
I get it. But then, like you
saying, if you're doing your mama joke or the sitting on a chair like you driving, man, I'm taking that.
Yeah, that's so generic. Yeah.
I'll take that now if I get up and do stand up. Y'all, I was in the car. Yeah. Now they're going to be like, that's Katt Williams. Because he made a big deal about it on Say Sorry. She's sitting on a chair doing a car.
But you know what? It also, what you're saying in the natural also fits the spiritual. Your testimony and what God has done for you. Nobody can take that from you. That blind man, he was blind.
That's all I know.
And when Jesus touched his eyes, that's all I know. I can see now. You can't, if you don't have no other sermon to get up, somebody say, can you get up and share a word with us? Share a testimony. That's your own. That's your own experience, your own story.
That's it.
Go ahead.
And if somebody else does get up, maybe it was another guy who was blind and he can see.
He'll tell it a different way. I was blind at 3 years old.
Or if you get up and tell a testimony and say, I was in the crowd, I was blind, I couldn't see. He walked over and said, who is this man? He came over to me. He touched my eyes. He said, you, sir, are a blessing. You are a blessing and you should see forevermore. And I love you more than life itself. And another guy stands up and says the same exact thing.
You know what?
Everybody would say, you got that from that other blind guy.
You done stole his testimony.
Why would Jesus say the same exact thing? Now, maybe you was blind, but Jesus got to come up with some more lines. Wow. If he's saying the same exact thing.
Your story, your life is different. Oh, my God.
No. He told me go and sin no more. Okay, I was going to say.
Okay.
You got to throw something in there.
Make it different.
Make it different.
But I get it, though. You're right. New stuff. Fresh. Go ahead.
And Marlon said, they asked him, Big Boy asked him, has anybody ever stolen your joke? He said, yeah, I don't care. They stole Monique's joke.
I think were they the first black guys to do the white chicks?
They stole.
That's why he said they trying to do something memorable.
They stole Monique's joke in White Chicks.
They sure did.
Your mama so old, her breast milk is powder.
Yeah. See, I know. But
everybody steals everybody's jokes.
That's true.
Okay. So, how many stuff have people stolen from the Wayans brothers?
I know.
They used to it. Okay.
You can't do a trademark on jokes, I guess. Can you? Yeah.
Just be funny.
Yeah.
And what do you got? One joke?
And
is that all you got? Don't you got some more?
And a style. If you got a certain style.
Nobody can steal Chris Tucker.
No, me.
And now, DC Young Fly came out, and everybody kept saying, you sound like Chris Tucker. So he had to say, I sound like him, but I don't do the same jokes as him.
He does
so
sound
that's
like him.
why he's been able to carve out his own identity, even though he sounds like Chris Tucker.
You got knocked up.
Exactly. You just got to be funny.
Okay.
Justice says, that's it about the gatekeepers.
Okay.
All right. So that's enough with him. I don't want to do him anymore.
Somebody else can come out. Martin may come out. Who knows?
Martin might. You're right. Okay. All right, y'all. We have to talk about